Your neighbor is spying on you. Here's what they've visible. My pricey child, in case you agree with angels, begin this video and watch it absolutely. Angel says this message isn't for absolutely everyone. It became written underneath divine guidance, sealed in heaven, and launched simplest for the only who has cried, suffered, persisted betrayal, and yet persisted to stroll with mild into international complete of hidden watchers. That is your second. That is your message. This is your publicity. And the first reality may additionally surprise you. Your neighbor is spying on you. Not out of interest. Now, not out of innocent problem. But with goal. With jealousy. With the silent hunger to look at you fall. They're visible greater than you understand. And now, God is revealing exactly what and why. Heaven has been attempting to show you signs. The pain you've been feeling. The eyes that don't appearance away fast sufficient. The manner your strength shifts when you're at domestic. That wasn't paranoia. That turned into discernment. That turned into your spirit reacting to fact that your thoughts hadn't stuck up to but. You were not wrong. You were not imagining it. You had been sensing something real. And now, the veil is being lifted. This neighbor is not simply a person who lives next door. They're a person who has been watching you in mystery. Now, not just with their eyes, but with their spirit. They have made it their mission to examine, analyze, report, and even intrude. They have used your call in conversations that had been not theirs to have. They have listened via partitions, peeked through curtains, walked slowly beyond your home windows. Now, not out of dependency, but to test, to display, to compare. Due to the fact your light offends their darkness. Your peace irritates their unrest. Your benefits have come to be their obsession. They realize an excessive amount of about you due to the fact they were by no means just a neighbor. They had been a spiritual task dispatched to delay you, distract you, and initiate you. But their right of entry to ends these days. The publicity begins now. Finally, God is exposing this female, the only who attempted to act friendly, the only who smiled as if nothing was incorrect, however who secretly took notes for your every circulate. And what she's visible, it's no longer simply your moves. It's your anointing. That's what she fears. That is what she envies. This is why she watches. She's seen the glow around you which you do not even see in yourself. She's heard the electricity on your voice when you talk at the telephone. She's felt the shift in ecosystem when you walk right into a room. And due to that, she started out whispering things, each to others, and into the spirit. Words of envy. Phrases of blockage. Words that tried to curse what God already blessed. However, heaven does now not live silent when its chosen are focused. Archangel Michael stood watch. Gabriel took report. And now, the whole lot spoken in the darkish is being brought to light. You've felt this already. The heaviness when you had been on your personal area. The unexplainable fatigue. The surprising mood swings. The feeling like a person was constantly close to. That wasn't on your head. It became a spiritual assault. Low-degree surveillance mixed with excessive-level jealousy. But because you stayed in love, due to the fact you refused to combat darkness with darkness, you're now being rewarded with readability, closure, and deliverance. God says, you may not be spied on anymore. I'm sealing your house. I'm covering your home windows. I'm shutting their spiritual eyes. She noticed too much, and yet understood not anything. She noticed your struggle but no longer your strength. She noticed your quiet moments but no longer your internal prayers. She noticed your blessings however no longer your battles. And she or he assumed she knew your tale. However now, God is turning the tables. Because whilst humans watch with evil motive, they activate a reversal in the spirit. Each curse they spoke is returning to sender. Every plan they tried to orchestrate is unraveling. Every whisper spoken in secrecy will now be heard aloud. This is divine justice. That is heavenly intervention. That is what takes place whilst the chosen are wrongly determined. There is greater. This girl, this neighbor, has attempted to gather information. She's spoken to others. She's requested questions she had no business asking. She pretended to care. She played the function of concern. But at the back of her smooth phrases were daggers of envy. She did not just need to know about your life. She wanted to compete with it. She has compared everything, your site visitors, your car, your agenda, even the sound of your laughter. She wanted to be you. And whilst she found out she could not be, she tried to dismantle what made you who you're. But, no one can spoil what I protect. And you, child, are protected. Watched. Guarded. Covered. Each room you enter is surrounded via angels. Each corner of your own home carries divine hearth. Every time you sleep, heaven is at battle to preserve you secure. This is why, irrespective of what she saw, she ought to by no means touch your spirit. She could look, however not get right of entry to. She may want to wager, however now not intrude. And now, even her glances can be blocked. Heaven has drawn a boundary. What she sees subsequent will no longer be you. It will likely be God stepping into your behalf. There is greater you need to recognize. Her spying changed into by no means pretty much you. It become about stopping what you bring. The enemy knows that after your spirit rises fully, everything around you shifts. Finances align. Love flows. Opportunities open. So if he can delay your peace, he delays your progress. That is why she changed into planted. This is why her curiosity become obsession. But now her task is ending. The time of watchers pretending to be buddies is over. The age of divine safety without exposure is over. That is the age of revelation. The age of justice. The age of holy recompense. You may experience a deep stirring for your coronary heart proper now. It is the Spirit confirming. That is your soul remembering. Due to the fact part of you constantly knew. You continually sensed her eyes. You always heard the whispers on your spirit. However, you didn't have proof. So you stayed quiet. You showed grace. You took the high road. And now, because you failed to fight inside the flesh, I'm able to fight within the spirit. You don't have to show her. I can. You do not need to show something. I can. You do not should worry about revenge. I can pay off. From this second on, matters will shift speedy. You can sense distance growing. It is divine. Let it take place. You may see her attempt to be even kinder. It truly is false-smiled. Don't fall for it. You can feel the unexpected urgency to shield your strength. Do it. Heaven is guarding your ecosystem now. You're being recalibrated. God is sealing your property like He sealed the houses of His people in Egypt. Simplest this time, the threat is not a virus. It is hidden surveillance masked as pleasant interest. She's seen sufficient. She won't see more. She said an excessive amount of. She might not speak once more without effect. Her season of spying is over. Her reasons are revealed. Her electricity is being eliminated from your space. And this is only the beginning. Because with each publicity comes elevation. While God clears the foe, He makes room for the actual. The actual blessings. The actual friendships. The actual alignment. And it's all coming to you now. Do no longer worry. Do no longer retaliate. Do not confront. Simply obey. Protect your spirit. Defend your peace. Boom your prayers. Fortify your boundaries. Heaven will manage the relaxation. This woman thought you had been prone. However, she forgot. You're backed with the aid of heaven. You are not just a person. You're a portal of light. A vessel of glory. A beacon in a dark global. And now that your watchers had been exposed, you are about to move into the clearest, maximum blessed season of your life. In case you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you may supply our exquisite thanks as much as $100. Subsequently, God is exposing this lady. The only who stood at her window and watched your joy. The only who heard your call and felt bitterness rather than blessing. The one who acted like a neighbor but moved like an agent. Her mask is off. Her reasons are shattered. Her energy is dismantled. She cannot touch you once more. And even if she tries, she may be blinded by using the fireplace surrounding you. That is your hour. Your confirmation. Your exposure. Heaven has spoken. The watcher has been uncovered. And you're ultimately free. I want you to pause the entirety and listen. This is not a coincidence. You aren't analyzing those words via mistake. Heaven orchestrated this very moment. What I'm about to reveal to you may make you more conscious, greater included, and extra powerful than ever before. This message isn't always to scare you, but to open your eyes. You've got sensed something, haven't you? That ordinary anxiety around your home. That unease while you skip positive windows. That second your heart feels heavy for no cause. It really is now not your creativeness. It's discernment. And now I, the Lord your God, affirm what your spirit already knew. Someone nearby has been looking you. It's your neighbor. They are spying, however they don't recognize who they're handling. Because you aren't simply anybody, you are mine. Archangel Michael has stood watch round your property. Day and night time. He has shielded you from arrows you never noticed. From glances that carried envy. From murmurs spoken behind curtains. From the wicked intentions of hearts you depended on too easily. There is no want to panic. I have revealed this now not to alarm you, however to empower you. You notice, when the enemy attempts to monitor a baby of God, he forgets that I display each motion in return. What they have got seen, what they think they recognize, isn't always the full story. They're seeing your blessings upward push, and it is stirring something darkish in them. They may be witnessing your strength go back, your joy growing, your reason aligning, and that they don't apprehend why you hold status after everything. That is because they don't see the angels round you. They do not pay attention your prayers overdue at night. They do not know how deeply you trust me. They noticed you smile one morning, and it careworn them. Because the night earlier than, they thought the pressure for your existence could sooner or later crush you. But you stood. They heard you snigger in your telephone, and they felt jealousy rise due to the fact they assumed you had nothing left to be happy about. But pleasure is your inheritance. Peace is your component. They watched you pass inside and outside, looking to tune your styles, looking for something they may communicate against, however there has been nothing. You stroll in my shoes, and that frustrates the plans of the wicked. They have tried to examine you like an e-book, but whenever they flip a web page, I rewrite the story. You're a divine thriller included via holy fire. The greater their appearance, the more stressed they end up. They have even spoken about you. Whispered your name like it is a mystery they could unencumber. However, what they don't know is, every tongue that rises in opposition to you in judgment is already condemned. Every word curse returns to sender. Every false assumption is scattered in my wind. They have tried to examine you, however they forgot. I cover you inside the blood of the Lamb. I seal you in divine armor. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. What they intended for damage I'm able to use for glory. Still, you should be clever. You ought to live near me. I am revealing this to you so that you can walk in cognizance. Be still, but do not be blind. Be type, however no longer naive. It isn't always paranoia. It smiles religious discernment. trust what you feel whilst something would not take a seat right. That tightening for your chest, that little voice urging you to pull lower back from positive people, that discomfort after they have a look at you too lengthy, it is me. It really is my warning, tender and constant, urging you to take shelter in my presence. I see all of it. I've watched how they have got positioned their curtains. I've visible them step outdoor simply to fake to take out trash when all they wanted was to seize a glimpse of you. I have heard their murmurs. Their diffused tries to plant suspicion among different associates. I've visible their petty tries to dam your development via influence, words, or gossip. But I've shielded you through it all. I have pressured their plans and rerouted every snare they have set for you. They attempted to file your downfall, however they'll must witness your elevation alternatively. Archangel Michael says you're being upgraded spiritually. The spying became allowed no longer to damage you, however to prove that even in surveillance, you cannot be stopped. That is what I want you to realize. Every single moment they watched you changed into a second I was testimony. They notion they had been gathering evidence, but they were amassing evidence of ways strong my want is over your life. You're strolling proof of my safety. What they see externally is only a glimpse. What I am doing within you is some distance extra. Do no longer retaliate. Do now not confront. Your fight isn't with flesh and blood. This is religious. Stay in prayer. Declare your house as a sanctuary of peace. Plead the blood of Jesus over each window, each door, every wall. Talk scriptures aloud. Set the religious surroundings in your private home. Fill your area with worship and praise. No evil can live to tell the tale in an atmosphere saturated with my glory. You need to also take into account that their spying is rooted in something deeper. It isn't pretty much interest. It smiles approximately intimidation. The enemy has visible what's coming for you, and he is seeking to use the eyes of others to sluggish you down. Do not let it. You're approximately to step into a season of such seen desire that it'll initiate even the silent observers. However, I can cope with them. I can silence each tongue. I can frustrate every hidden plot. You don't have to lower yourself to their level. Your person is your shield. Your integrity is your weapon. What they've visible to date is nothing as compared to what I am approximately to reveal through you. I'm preparing a desk before you within the presence of individuals who watched you with wrong rationale. Now not to humiliate, but to demonstrate that I'm God. I bless whom I bless. I anoint whom I anoint. And no quantity of surveillance can prevent what I have ordained. They will see you upward thrust. They will see you thrive. They may see you smile with actual pleasure. And they'll now not apprehend how, after everything, you came out untouched. Due to the fact while they watched, I worked. While they whispered, I declared. Even as they located, I completed miracles behind the scenes. You're a on-foot marvel. My glory is wrapped around you, want armor. You have got nothing to worry. Be conscious, but do now not be afraid. Be sensible, however remain in peace. I am your protector. I'm your defender. I am the God who sees the name of the game things and rewards you overtly. There's something else I want you to apprehend. You aren't just being watched. You're being envied for the mild you bring. That light is not guy-made. It's far divine. The sort of radiance that cannot be dimmed, irrespective of who tries. You glow because you convey my spirit. You shine due to the fact I dwell inside you. That light draws interest, both desirable and awful. But regardless of who watches, the light will no longer exit. So lift your head. Don't shrink. Do not permit this focus make you paranoid. It need to make you ambitious. You aren't being watched due to the fact you're susceptible. You're being watched due to the fact you're anointed. And the enemy is aware of that. In case you ever completely recognize who you are, nothing can prevent you. So nowadays, comprehend it. Embrace it. Walk in it. You're chosen. You are included. You're extra effective than you suspect. I want you to live in prayer these following couple of days. I want you to bless your property with oil if you have it. I need you to declare my phrase over your territory. Communicate my guarantees. Cover your call. Cover your circle of relatives. I'm now not just protecting you from what you could see. I am shielding you from what you cannot see. Conversations behind closed doorways, glances with hidden meanings, intentions masked in politeness. I see all of it. And I guard my kids with holy hearth. Your neighbor may have seen moments of your existence, but I see your destiny. I see what's coming, and that is why I can no longer allow any plot prosper. They have got monitored your routine, however they can't are expecting your future. Because your future is hidden in me. Whenever they are trying to calculate your subsequent circulate, I'll shift you. Whenever they are attempting to sabotage, I'll increase. Every time they are trying to speak in opposition to you, I will turn it right into a blessing. That is what I do for my loved. You are entering into a season where your mild can't be hidden, and with it's going to come new eyes. New watchers. New critics. But also, new protectors. New allies. New divine connections. Do not let the watchers distract you from the direction. Preserve your eyes on me. Preserve your ears open to my voice. I'm able to manual you through each twist and flip. I need you to understand this too. You're secure. Not anything will go incorrect with you. I'm not simply around you. I live internal of you. I am the fire that surrounds your home. I am the whisper that warns you. I am the peace that passes expertise. I'm the cause you've survived matters others failed to. And I'm the cause you may retain to thrive no matter who watches, regardless of who talks, no matter who plots. So pray. Live targeted. And permit me deal with the relaxation. You may not be brought down. You'll no longer be humiliated. You'll no longer be harmed. You may upward push. You will walk in self-assurance. You may be acknowledged not via their rumors, but by my popularity. And my recognition is faithfulness, protection,